So today we're going to be reacting to the current top 5 best grapplers in the UFC. Starting the list off in at number 5, we have got the greatest UFC bantamweight of all time in Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling, very underrated in my opinion, very overly hated as well. I mean, just look at what he done to Corey Sandhagen in the first round. I mean, a lot of people are going off, oh, how good is Umar Nurmagomedov? Look what he done to Corey Sandhagen over 5 rounds. Aljo took him down, got his back, and choked the fucker out in a round. Aljamain Sterling, very underrated in my opinion. Great grappler, great wrestling. If he probably one of the best at could I speak maybe? Probably like the last person you want on your back in an MMA fight, because this guy is just nasty when he is on the back, when he's got your back, landing shots, working for the rear naked choke. This guy is disgusting in that area. Aljamain Sterling in at number 5. I didn't expect him to have Aljo here just because the amount of hate the guy gets. But Aljo in at 5, yeah. Also, that win he got over Calvin Kattar was a more impressive performance than what Max Holloway had. That's a fact. So we've got Aljo in at 5. He put Corey Sandhagen out. Holy shit. Brian Ortega in at 4. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, he is coming off a submission win over Yair Rodriguez. I think he got an arm triangle in that matchup in the 3rd round, I believe. He is a dangerous grappler. The thing with Brian Ortega is, though, he just chooses to often stand and stay on the feet with people that are just levels above him in the striking. We've seen it with Volkanovski, Max Holloway. But he is a great grappler. He just doesn't use it enough, in my opinion. That is definitely his best attribute in there. He is a great grappler. Yeah, like this submission here over Cub Swanson was fucking disgusting. Like, look at that. Khamzat Chimaev in a 3, right? Who the fuck made this list? How is Khamzat Chimaev in at number 3? Like, let's just continue. Yet, like, why is he in this position? He is not number 3. He is not top 3 best grapplers in the UFC. What the fuck are we on about? Oliveira in at number 2. Now, are we including... Is this just submission based? I don't know what this guy's based it off. Is this just submission based? Or is this like grappling as a whole? Offensively wrestling, stuff like that? Because if that is the case, Oliveira isn't number 2 in terms of all-round grappling. Definitely not. Definitely not. I don't believe if this is in terms of offensive wrestling and stuff like that, Charles Oliveira cannot be number 1. He doesn't offensively wrestle. Yes, on the mat, off his back, or even if he does have a dominant position on top, he is a very, very dangerous threat with submissions. Arguably could be number 1 on this list if it is just based off submissions, but I'm just basing this off all-round grappling. I don't think I would have Charles Oliveira in at number 2, but let's see who we've got in at number 1. That submission over Poirier as well. I remember Poirier caught him with a couple of shots in there. Typical Oliveira, put him down in the fight. And then I remember the second round, yeah, it was the second round, Oliveira ended up in Dustin Poirier's full guard and just beat the shit out of him, landing nasty grounding points. Oliveira is a fun fighter. Like, the turnaround this guy's made is crazy. In at number 1, Islam Makhachev, right? Yeah. In terms of all-round grappling, which is what I'm basing it off, then yeah, I would have Islam Makhachev in at number 1. So this is the list. Aljo at 5, Ortega 4, Khamzat 3, Oliveira 2, Islam 1. Right, so let's just rank the ones that we've got here. So, again, all-round grappling, I'm going to put Oliveira in at 5. In at 5, yeah. Very dangerous off his back, on top with submissions, but offensively wrestling, he just isn't as good as the other guys on this list. So I'm going to have him in at number 5, yeah. In at number 4, I'm going to have Khamzat Chimaev. A great wrestler. It can threaten submissions, yes. We've seen him dominate Kamaru Usman in their first round of their fight with his grappling. He out-grappled Kamaru Usman, but outside of that, it didn't work against Gilbert Burns. He hasn't really been in there and showed it off against really high-level fighters outside of Usman, who is a welterweight and took the fight on a week's notice. So I'm going to go Oliveira 5, Khamzat 4. Brian Ortega in at 3. This might be biased, but I'm going to put Brian Ortega in at number 3. He can offensively wrestle. And again, when he gets you on the mat, his submission threat is high. I'm going to put him in at number 3. How am I going to put him in at number 3? Yeah, I'm going to put Brian Ortega in at number 3. In at number 2 has to be the greatest UFC bantamweight of all time, Aljamain Sterling. Great grappler, very underrated fighter. I do believe that Aljamain Sterling will submit or TKO Movsar in their fight at UFC 307. That's a fact. And Islam Makhachev in at number 1, yeah, out of this list, definitely. Even if I'm thinking outside of this list, Islam is either 1 or 2. He's thereabouts. This guy is an amazing grappler, offensively wrestling, defensively. I mean, no one really tries to grapple with the guy, let's be honest. And with the submission threat, as you can see in the clip on screen, him submitting Charles Oliveira. I think that is the way the list should be. Oliveira, Khamzat Chimaev, Brian Ortega, Aljamain Sterling, Islam Makhachev. Let me know who your top 5 grapplers are in the UFC currently. And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you again in the next one.